Welcome back. This is my August TBR. It's ambitious, it's a little delusional, but the past couple months I've been tearing it up, so it's possible. I have 6 physical books and 3 Kindle books. I think I have 3 purchased full price books and 3 thrifted books. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll try to tell you as I go. So the first one that I have is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. A little nervous because I did DNF The Goldfinch many years ago. I found it boring. I have already read at least the first 25 pages of all these books. On this book, I'm on page 64. And I'm not finding it boring at all, but it is heavy on the philosophy and the Greek lit, which is I'm going to continue. Obviously, it's about some college students that are taken in by this professor. He only has like 5 or 6 kids in each of his classes. And so he also doesn't allow them to have other college professors. Like they have to be his students only. So I don't know if he corrupts them or what he's got going on. But it follows these students, this group of students, and then there's a murder interlaced. I don't know how yet. It does start out telling you about the murder. I don't know how that comes to be. So I think it's got a mystery. It's dark academia with a mystery laced through it, is what I'm gathering. And if I can get through the first 64, I'm probably going to stick with this, and this will be one of the first books that I read and finish for the month. Tornado sirens were going off. Okay, second book. I won't give too much away because it is a sequel. It's a sequel to Assassin's Apprentice, the second one. So this is the Farseer trilogy. This is the second book. Look how thick. I think it's 700-ish, 650-ish pages. So when I was reading The Assassin's Apprentice, it was one of those books that I didn't really feel like picking up. But when I did pick it up, I was getting large chunks read because I was fully immersed and loved just living in that world. It's a scary world. It's medieval times. It's medieval fantasy, actually, which I think is getting big right now. Medieval horror and medieval fantasy. And I ended up giving Assassin's Apprentice 5 stars. And I had no idea that I would like it that much. So as soon as I finished it, I ordered the second book, The Royal Assassin. And in this, the main character fits, obviously he survives the first book. That's why there's a trilogy. But he's a little bit older. He's more mature. Things are continuing to happen in his town, and he has to use his powers and his superpowers to kind of help out his town and also the girl that he has had a crush on since he was a very small child. I am already on page 33 on this, so I think that this one and The Secret History are going to be the ones that I tackle first. The medieval theme. I'm a big medieval nerd these days. And this is Wolf Hall. I thrifted this one. Those were both bought full price. One from Barnes & Noble and I think one from Amazon. But Wolf Hall I found at a thrift store or a Friends of the Library sale or something for a quarter or $1. I don't know. And this one is part of a duology, I believe, by Hilary Mantel. And in this one, I started this one on audio and I was lost. I'm going to have to read this one physically and print off a character list, I think. There's not a ton of characters yet, but I just feel like this one's going to be a little rougher to get into. It's England 1520s, and the king has only female children with his wife. His wife is actually his brother's ex. No, his brother passed away, and back then you had to marry your brother's wife if they passed away. So he marries this woman, and they have a bunch of girls, or several girls. I don't know. But he needs to have a son to carry the name and to be, Henry the Ninth or whatever. So he wants to remarry. And that's kind of looked down upon. No, everybody opposes it. Into this impasse steps Thomas Cromwell, a wholly original man, a charmer, and a bully. So they kind of plant Thomas into this drama that's happening around the king and queen. And I think he's supposed to siphon information. Henry is volatile, one day tender, one day tedious. Cromwell helps him break the opposition, but what will the price be of his triumph? In imitable style, Hilary Mantel's Wolf Hall is a darkly brilliant reimagining of the life under Henry VIII. Magnificent. I can tell I'm going to like it. It was just the audio was not working for me. And then I have Ember in the Ashes. Okay. I did not like To Cage a Wild Bird, and that had the exact same premise as this. So why am I reading this? Because the premise is the part that I liked about To Cage a Wild Bird. Also because I found this at Goodwill for like $1 or $2. I found the whole series, so hopefully I like it. And like I said, the premise of To Cage a Wild Bird is so similar to this. A girl who loves her brother gets arrested, and the girl has to go into To Cage a Wild Bird, she has to go into the prison system to help him out, and in this one she has to go into like the military system to help her brother out, is what I'm gathering. So she does, and then she meets a boy who's also got some secrets of his own. He's in the military system. He and Leia will soon realize that their destinies are intertwined and that their choices will change the fate of the Empire itself. Now, I typically don't read a YA, but I'm giving this a shot. I'm going in with, An Open Heart by Sabah Tahir. And then we've got one that I just got. This is my newest acquisition, The Last Contract of Isako. Now, Jade City, I did give that a shot. That's another one that I'm going to retry. I need a character list for that one before I even start that one again. But I've just heard so many good things about this that I could not resist. So I ordered it off Amazon. I know, I'm naughty. Leah's a master of genre-bending adventure. This may be her best work yet. I guess this is considered space opera, which I've never read space opera. In fact, I gave my Red Rising to my son because I was like, I don't really like things set in space, but I'm willing to give anything a shot. And I did give Red Rising a shot. And I know I would like it if I pushed myself through it, but I just figured he would like it better and he would read it sooner than me. So he's got it for now. This is about a woman who's on her last contracted job as an assassin. She's older. I don't know what that means in this book, but she's aging out of her assassin days. So she's got one last job, and she runs into one of her apprentices who somehow made it to the top. But she's like, that was like my worst apprentice. How is this guy at the top? I think it's a guy. Her Mardim, her last and worst apprentice, who somehow made his way to the top. She's thrust into a world of corporate espionage and shadowy secrets. What she uncovers could forever change humanity's existence among the stars. So, we'll see. What's nice about the fantasy books is anything I don't like, my older kids will read them. They love those books. And then Broken Country, everybody that has read this has loved it, including my mom. Recently, she read it. She's like, you have to read it. But I have had it on my shelf for almost a year. I was saving it for August. To me, this looks like an August book. So I was saving it for August. And we have a couple that lives kind of in a rural town. One day, they have sheep. And one day, a dog comes and attacks the sheep. And they have to duck. And the dog is with a little boy, and so the mom of the couple, the wife of the couple, runs out to the little boy. She has to take him home. She finds out that he is the son of her ex, and her ex is in town with this little boy. She's like, oh, I got to take him back. So she takes him back over to her ex's house, and they have a little chat, and I think it kind of gets rekindled after that. Their love gets rekindled. But there's an interlaced murder mystery in here. So that's kind of why I think I'll like it, because it's not straight up romance, and I don't read romance. There's a farmer that's dead. I don't know how he's connected. I don't know who's to blame. I don't know who the suspects are yet, but I am anxious to find out. And like I said, what color is August to you? Isn't August like orange? It's orange to me. Okay, so now we will get into the Kindle books. I finished one book this month, and that was The Arsenic Eater's Wife. I thought it was going to be a 4-star, but I think it's a little under a 4-star. Anyways, it's about a Victorian London. A woman gets accused of poisoning her husband with arsenic. He's deceased. And her whole her staff and his relatives and everybody seems to believe that she did it, even though this man talked about taking arsenic himself. Like he poisoned himself, because I guess that was a thing back then. It was supposed to help your stamina to take arsenic, really, really little pieces of arsenic or something. So it's just about how everybody turns against her and her trying to get out of these accusations. And I'll get into that in my wrap up, but I really like the premise, and I really like I love Victorian London. That's medieval times, Victorian London. Those are two of my top historical fiction periods. So with that, I found a book called The Poisoner, and this is a set of, I think, 3, with Poisoner being the first one. And it is Victorian London. A botanist who poisons unsavory men meets her intended target in her apothecary, leading to dangerous romance filled with dark secrets and mysterious bonds. I think the book that kicked off this little poisoner thing of mine was The Lost Apothecary. That on audio was really good. It was like a cozy plus poison. Yeah. That's what I was digging about it. Cozy plus poison. Yeah, it's a series of 3, the Poisoner series, and this is 444 pages by that I can't read that. Oh, Ivy Ophelia. Ivy Ophelia. Okay, so we have the Poisoner, and then we have the Empire of the Vampire. I think it's a 727 pager. Okay, so we have Empire of the Vampire. This is also the first of a trilogy by J. Kristoff. I love vampire stuff, and I just finished. We watched Interview with the Vampire, Vampire Lestat, and then we went back and watched the old Interview with the Vampire, like the movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, which was a lot cheesier than I remember it. So yeah, I'm on my vampire kick. I can't wait for Queen of the Damned. We need to go back and watch the old Queen of the Damned, even though I know it's super cheesy. But this is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. It says a lone holy warrior recounts his epic battles against vampires who have plunged the world into eternal night, seeking humanity's last hope. Like I said, this is 727 pages, but the ratings are crazy. 4.7 on Amazon and 4.3 on Goodreads. People are loving it. That said, I've read books that people loved and I hated. And the last one, I know I said I don't read romance, but the way that, as somebody had talked about this one time, made me want to read it, don't remember who. It is romance, but it involves a shipwreck. So I think there will be enough going on that I can stay locked in. And that's called Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. It's got great ratings, 4.2 on Amazon and 3.9 on Goodreads. A woman shipwrecked with a vengeful man who both desires and loathes her, fighting for survival on an abandoned island with sinister forces lurking. And doesn't this kind of sound like Send Help a little bit? A little, like without the horror, maybe? And when they actually do fall in love? If you haven't seen Send Help, I'm probably spoiling stuff. Watch Send Help. It was so good. Okay, so those are the 9 books. Things could change. Library books could come in. I could hate some of these. Last month I DNF'd 3 really good books that I want to go back to, but I just couldn't at the moment. What were they? We'll get into that in another video. Okay. Anyways, if you watched this all the way to the end, thank you very much. Toodaloo.